Hey everybody, it's Trader Girl ATX, Michelle, hello, coming at you with my end of day update for today, Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. And today's the day I finally stopped and I used my brain. And then my brain talked to the little voice inside my head. And now I'm going to tell you all about it. And this might just change our lives forever. All right? That's what we're looking for. We are looking for all the good to happen all the time. Never-ending circle of good. All right, first off, the story is kind of good and kind of stupid. But we're going to learn from the stupid for the very first time. Seriously. It's embarrassing how stupid I've been. That it's taken me this long to get to this point, that I'm so disgusted I finally decide to seek a solution or a preventative to help me help myself. All right, first off, let's look at the chart behind me. That's what $19,774.10 looks like as an equity curve if it was real money. That's why this is a tragedy. It's a sad, sad story, but we're not going to let it be our last story. We're going to make it be the last sad story. How about that? Seriously, dude, it's ridiculous. The reason this is a sad story is because that $19,774.10 took place in a practice account after I was super stupid in a test account, after I was stupid in a funded account yesterday. All these stories and all these accounts merged together to create the perfect storm for my brain to finally turn on. And I'm sharing it with you. It will probably, hopefully, shave 3 years off your learning curve. Are you ready? My head almost wants to explode because this is so stupid obvious, but leave it to me. Can I be Captain Obvious? I guess a female can be a captain, right? Captain Obvious. Trader Girl. Here we go. So why in the hell did I make all this money in a practice account? Let me show you. It started with humble beginnings in a test account. Brand new Top Step 150K test account. This morning, just one little baby trade. I just put on one little baby trade in this account. It was a brand new test. Did I already say 150K? They give us 15 contracts for a reason. I only used 12 of them. But I went short. Let me show you. I need you to look, squint your eyes, really teeny tiny. There's a little tiny lime green circle at the very top of the spike of the day. And that's where this sad story begins. That little lime green circle is where I got knocked out. Max daily loss, $3,277 loss on that Top Step 150K test account, brand new. One trade, 12 contracts. Max daily loss. Why? Why was this so tragic? Why is this a problem? It's kind of obvious that would happen. It happened specifically 3 points from the day high. I stand by the idea that it was not a bad trade. It was a kick-ass, beautiful, glorious trade, actually. But the size was too big with 12 contracts. and I was about a minute and a half too early. There was literally 3 minutes from the time I put on the trade till the max daily loss. It was 3 minutes and a few seconds. So my little brain starts talking. The little voices in my head, they're having a little powwow. How do we never do this again? Because it's torture. I won't say every day, but all the time. It happens so often. How do we avoid this? How do we maximize our gains? How do we minimize the risk and keep the account alive and not blow up when we want to make money? That's the whole point here. I figured out a way. Are you ready? Oh, and so after I did take that loss in this account, it took me another minute and a half to pull the trigger in a practice account. And that's how I made so much money in that practice account. But let me show you. Let's zoom in. So in this chart behind me, let me show you. All those green candles, they're not even the entire length of the run. They're just like the last sort of tippy top end of the run for this moment in time. And this is a Heikinashi 3-minute chart of the NASDAQ. What I want you to notice specifically, look at the last 2 green candles. My trade that got knocked out at the tippy top 3 points from the day high, my trade was perfectly timed in that candle with the highest wick. I mean, I was nailing the day high in that 3-minute candle, but I was 3 points. Here, 3 points. That's how fast 3 points happen on the NASDAQ. If you've never traded NASDAQ, here, let me show you again. 3 points happen that fast. So, anyway, that candle does have a nice long wick at the very top, and the meat of the body of the candle is at the bottom. So that does show some downward pressure, right? But it is not enough, because every other green candle before it shows the same thing. They all show big wick at the top, closing, the body of the candle is at the bottom half. So now I'm going to divert your attention to the very last little green candle. It does have a lower high. That's one thing obvious to take note of. The next thing to take note of is where the body of the candle is. It's in the middle. And hey, don't make fun of me for being obvious. Okay? I don't normally trade a 3-minute chart. I normally trade a 15-second chart. And I'm looking at other things normally. I'm going to add this to my list. And this is why my brain is working today. And I'm going to have a fantastic life, because I'm adding this one tool to my arsenal. Look. So the meat of that very last green candle, the body, it closes in the middle. It shows there's selling pressure above and buying pressure below. But the important thing to take note is that the high of the body of that candle is lower than the body of the previous candle. Every other candle previous, the body closed higher. Does that make sense? Yes, that's me, obvious, stating the obvious. But patience is a virtue, and patience is not my jam. It's going to be. If this is what it takes for me to be able to make $20,000 in less than 30 minutes, like I did in the practice account. Okay, we're going to start doing this with real money, but sometimes it takes a little time for us to pull all of our brain cells together. So how am I going to do this? We're going to trade 1 micro so that any sort of surprise doesn't hurt us one little bit. And as soon as we have confirmation that micro is going to work, we're going to put on 5 mini, or at least whatever's a big size. And we're going to turn the stops off, and we're going to let the puppy run, and we're going to do great, and we're going to be happy, and we're going to make 20, 40 grand a day because we can, because now we know the clue. All right? I ran out of time. Sorry. Have a good night, guys.